Turn that one on. Turn this one on. Here we are. All right. How the fuck
Hoorah.
are we, everybody? Okay, where's my little cheeky little script that I spent the last fucking hour writing? Okay, guys.
Hey, shit.
So,
Trip was good
welcome.
as fuck.
Welcome, everyone, to the first ever Concast. I'm Mitch Conky Concannon. I'm blessed to be joined here with Ollie, DickStacy at Tierney today. And I got to admit, it's pretty cool trying something new. I've was looking forward to doing something like this. I've been sort of moving around a little while and getting to know some fresh faces, and I thought, yep, who the best to start it off with, like this handsome fella here. So to run you guys sort of through it. Oh my god, I keep forgetting that my sub sound's on. I'm going to be hearing yeets all night. But to run you guys through it, yeah, basically how we're going to do it tonight is I'm going to run through a few questions that I've developed for Ollie himself, and then towards the end, I'll allow you guys to ask questions to the big dick later on as well. So, Ollie, thanks for joining me, big fella.
No worries, man. My pleasure. Good to be here.
Awesome. There we go. So, starting it off, man, you guys have just come off a massive win, taking out the Renegades 2-1 to qualify for that Asia Minor for IM Katowice. And then also shortly before that, you guys beat Order in that 2-0 for the PDLG Grand Slam. And then Chiefs to get a spot at ESA MDL in Texas. So, man, honestly, I don't know how you guys are going to fit that in those 2 months. That's going to be hectic as.
Oh man, it's great to be busy, but yeah, it feels really, really good because honestly, like, if you're not busy, man, it just feels like you're kind of lost and you're kind of doing nothing with yourself.
Yeah, that's
So
it.
it's really good to get those wins away and like end the year on a really good note. So yeah, feels good for the boys.
That's the way. So out of those three, I've got to ask, which is like the most exciting for you? Because obviously, Katowice, that's just the minor, but with those like locations, man, Texas and Abu Dhabi. Have you been to either of those spots before?
I've been to Texas before for ESL Pro League, so
Ah,
I'm not
yes.
really too keen to go to Dallas, but keen to do well in that tournament. PGL is gonna be super cool in Abu Dhabi it's being held at like Yas Island,
Oh
so it's
God.
like this resort place.
Yeah.
So it sounds really really nice. But yeah, probably the best tournament would be the Catalyst one
Yeah.
because obviously it leads to the major. So
Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
whew.
For yourself personally, obviously everyone has their interesting way of how they've fallen into games. But for CS, for yourself, how did it all start for you?
So how did it all start for me? 4 years ago when I graduated high school, I was going to get into uni, and then for uni I needed a laptop. So it's as simple as that kind of thing. Downloaded Steam on the laptop straight away. Had 30 FPS, but me and my mate were just like, oh, let's try Counter Strike out because it was like $5 on Steam sale.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, we tried that out and like loved it ever since, to be honest. So just put so many damn hours into it like straight away.
Yeah. That's it.
Then got a part-time job like after first year of uni, and then first paycheck went to buying a PC. So as soon as I got that PC, man, the whole world changed. I was
Oh,
not leaving my
bro.
room at all.
But
Yep.
I do remember that first dark-sided roster, and you guys pretty much went from CGA to winning like the MDL challenge in a season, pretty much with that old roster. And you got to
Yeah.
go from that to facing off against bloody Godsend and almost took them to overtime and shit. So how was that
Yep.
for you guys? Like, what was it like to move up the ladder so quickly? Because I haven't seen much like that in a long time.
Yeah, well, honestly, I wasn't with them when they were like in the low ranks. Like they picked me up once they had the Zen League spot,
Yeah,
so like they
yeah,
did all the work kind of for me
yep,
to a degree. And then I was kind of on a sub position because they asked me to fill in just because they knew me from ECA Puggin pretty much.
yeah, yeah,
So I filled in as a sub for Darksided, and then one of their teammates like called it quits. Was like, "Oh yeah, I'm quitting. I don't want to play the game anymore." And then I was in the sub spot, so it was kind of just like luck of the draw kind of thing. I kind of just got lucky, and then we made a debut. First debut, we beat Chiefs 2-0,
yep.
and then it all just skyrocketed from there, like winning Zen League and winning ECA MDL.
Yeah, because I remember looking back through that, like through the bloody HLTV archives and seeing you guys like take on bloody, immunity and
Yeah.
all that. Like bloody hell, man, that would have been wild.
Oh man, honestly, like we didn't even like know the depth of what we were doing. We're kind of just pugging it, like, and just literally just out aiming and trading like teams. Like
Yeah,
what I know now compared to what I know back then is it's night and day. Like it's pretty crazy.
yeah,
I didn't know anything back then. I was kind of just like, oh, let's just get in this area and shoot heads. Whereas now it's more in-depth, strategic type things. So
that's the way.
yeah,
For those who don't know too much about the team, what's your current role in the lineup?
current role in the lineup is more entry frag on CT, and then I kind of anchor the smaller bomb sites on CT.
Yeah,
and that's pretty much me. I'm kind of like a more of adaptive player. Like I can be entry, I can be support if you classify like support as a role.
Yep.
But apart from that, yeah, kind of just like the just one of the rifles of the team.
Yep, that's it. Good stuff. So the Greyhound boys, like that's pretty much back off. You know how you said moving up with the dark side of roster and things like that. But you guys seem to have this like crazy synergy, and I can't put my finger on it. But you know, you guys have sort of been in that like top spot. I feel for the last 6 months. Obviously, you know teams
Yep.
like Chiefs have been doing fantastically. Like I remember reading that thing about Flicks and Tux like winning 8 straight lands or something. Then you got Tainted, which is an amazing roster, and then you know all the other guys who are doing really well for themselves. But you guys have always sort of sat at that top, and I feel like you guys are a bit untouchable right now. Like, what do you think goes into your guys like morale and stuff that helps keep you guys there?
Well, I think it's like definitely comes down to Irk and Dexter, who are really experienced and they have like a lot of knowledge, and they really like kind of like set us up for knowing how to react, and we have like principles and like reactions based on what the enemy team does, and I feel like a lot of Oz teams don't have that whatsoever.
Mm.
So it's like we have more of a consistent foundation and don't rely on just certain setups and just individual performances, whereas other teams do. And I also think it comes down to being friends in and out of the game, to be
Mm.
honest. Like I feel like the other teams don't really have that going on for them. So it's kind of like the egos can clash and they can get a bit just not play well with each other.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're definitely heading that game, and roster changes as well. I feel like Tainted and Order both had recent roster changes that kind of impacted them quite heavily,
Yep. Yep.
and they don't have the foundation I think that we do as a team that makes us a more consistent unit.
Yeah, that's it. I feel like it's one of those things in our region. Hey, like obviously Australia being such an ego-heavy sort of area, and when you really
Oh
make
yeah.
those like consistent roster swaps, like a really good team fundamentally might not get together in that synergy
Yep.
sort of sense, and it all seems to fall apart. But that's what I mean with you guys. You know, like whether or not it's on Twitter, you guys like all the banter and everything, or at the house and all the videos that you guys put up and shit. It just seems to flow so well. So it's awesome to see. So off the back of
Yeah.
that, I feel like I've got to go back to that interview you did with Stunner back in IAM Sydney, which was, I feel like where you guys like really just took off, and obviously
Yep.
with your guys' results against SK and everything like that back then. So if you guys have, obviously I'm sure you've heard it in the past.
But of course, I'm standing here with Big DickStacy. Talk to me about the
I haven't
team's
heard this
expectations as we
since
go
it
into this
came out.
tournament.
So the team's expectations going in this tournament, we're pretty thick and pumped right now. We're going in just heads up, going straight in there, nice and hard, and see what we got and deliver.
I don't know if I could have said it any better myself.
Just the best part for Stunner there is how he just like chills back and he's just like, yep, I totally expected him to say that. That's fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
so
too cool, man. Stunner really set me up for that one.
how'd that come along? Like, was it scripted at all? Like, were you expecting any sort of thing or?
It wasn't scripted at all. Stunner just came up to me. It's just like, I'm going to ask you one question only. Just go along with it. And I was kind of like knew what he was going at. 'Cause
Yeah.
He came up to me. He's like, Big DickStacy, I got one question. And answer it. I'm just like, all right. Like, I know where he's going with this. I was like, it's my first IM, the first major event. So I just gave it a crack, you know?
That's the way, yeah. Because basically, off the back of that, that's like one of my other questions. I feel like from that, you know, not quite that experience, but I feel like that was the one where you really blew up. I remember being at IEM and seeing you there, and your Twitter went up from what, like under 1,000 followers to like 3,000 in a couple of days or something like that, like popping off.
Yeah, it was like 5,000 overnight, which is pretty crazy.
Jesus.
So,
Yeah, no, that's
yeah.
that's crazy. So I feel like off that, you know, not that one experience, but you sort of have become one of those like real, I guess, like golden children of the scene, like along the sides of Sponge and Tux in my eyes. What did you actually do before you? Because you've got that great personality both on and off the camera. What did you do before sort of getting into the CS? I suppose in school and uni.
Before that, honestly, not too much. Like I played a lot. I was a very sporty type of guy.
Yep.
Was a classic high school nerd, to be honest. I played on the console non-stop, so I was a console peasant for a while. Played rugby, swimming, volleyball, cricket, soccer. So I did all that, I guess, pretty outgoing. And then
super social boy.
yeah, and then I worked at Wet n Wild as a lifesaver, which was
Oh, damn, boy.
was
There
a
you go.
very, very cool job.
I
Just
can
put
imagine.
the specs on and then just sit back, relax, and observe the talent in the scenes.
Oh, man. I haven't been there. Oh, shit. I think I was like 16 last time I went there. Fucking hell.
Oh, mate.
What
a
a
lot of
place.
beautiful, beautiful personalities there.
couple of personalities hanging around, but
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
observing those personalities.
oh man. So aside from that, yeah, with that being said, I suppose like now, obviously we know what you've been up to in the past, but on your day to day now, outside of CS, aside from listening to fragging with the boys, or oh my god, I can't believe I actually wrote this, fragging with the boys, or showing us anime and listening to K-pop on stream. What do you get up to?
So apart from that, I go to the gym with Liam quite often. I try to get that into that. But apart from that, honestly, man, just watch TV series, chill with the guys, and just go to the gym. That's literally it.
What's the TV series at the moment of choice? What have you been watching?
Spartacus. So
Okay.
my dad watched that ages ago, and I was like always like in the room, but I kind of only watched snippets of it.
Yep.
But I kind of got into it recently. I'm liking it. I'm liking it.
That's the way. Good
It's
stuff.
pretty R-rated though. It's pretty
Yeah.
fucking R-rated.
So I did have to steal one segment because I was thinking exactly how I wanted to sort of run this. So I don't know if you've seen the series Hot Ones, which is done on the First We Feast channel, where basically they get like the hot wings and interview like a celebrity
Yep.
guest, that kind of thing. So
Yeah,
one of
yeah,
the
I've seen that, I've
sections,
seen that.
yeah, he does is he goes onto the person's Instagram and finds a photo and asks for context on that. So I've gone into yours. I haven't pulled anything dirty or anything like that, but I'll chuck them up on the screen now, or the first one at least. So this was my favorite one by far. You and Dosia. How'd that come along, man? And what was that like meeting him?
So meeting Dosia, it's pretty funny, man. We were like in the clubbing area in Malaysia. I actually
Yeah.
love Malaysia. Like I don't, out of all the countries, I'm not really a fan of China, but Malaysia on the other hand, it's too good, man. They treat you so well over there. And we were in the clubbing area, just walking along after what event was it? We came third to fourth, and it was quite a big event. Aces Rogue, quite a randy event.
Republic Gamers
But,
one. Yep.
yeah, we did well on that, and then we went out and tried to celebrate, and we saw all the Gambit guys there. We saw Big Doja. He was digging into like a nice big, like a huge bucket of hot chips. Oh, man,
Fuck yeah.
Yes. Oh, so greasy. I loved it. And then came up to him and was like, "Oh, sup, bro?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I know who you guys are," and just like got a photo.
The old
It was really
notice.
chill.
Like,
We just started chilling with them outside the bar area, and yeah.
that's the way.
Just had a
Good
good
shit.
combo.
Well done. And so off the other one, I went back to the first one because sort of I feel like it doesn't really have that much there, but I feel like getting the insight of just one of you and your mates, I'm assuming from a party or something, it looks like.
Yeah. I forgot that photo. I'm trying to get up on stream now. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, that was just from one of the high school parties, man. Classic high school party, like underage drinking. Put your beers in a backpack and drink warm beer. Oh man, I was a pig back then. So, absolute
man.
animal.
I feel like
Always
that's
with
just.
the Ralphie polo as well. Snapback. Oh man, those are the days.
I feel like that's one of the things. If you're not drinking in a shed at the age of 16, are you really from Queensland? But
Yeah, that's right.
all right, man. So running to the last couple now. Yeah, so like I've got to admit, your Insta was like pretty quiet compared to a lot of people who do travel a lot, and obviously you guys have been traveling like a shitload lately. If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go?
If I could go anywhere in the world, Japan, dog. Japan.
Yeah,
Woo.
boy.
That weeaboo life. Anywhere in particular, Tokyo.
Yep.
Just the mainstream locations, to be honest. Basic bitch.
Yep.
And yeah, apart from Japan, I want to go to Spain.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't know why. I really, really like Spain, so
Yeah.
that would be absolutely amazing.
Awesome.
Those two locations.
Hell yeah. And
What about you?
Yeah, well, I'm thinking Hawaii. I've been like the surf's going off there at the moment. Hey.
Yep.
And that's one place I really want to go. I haven't been surfing much lately, man. It's been the most hectic like year of my life with work and fucking trying to keep up with all this stuff. But yeah, no, I'd love to go there. I'd love to go to Japan as well, but I want to go snowboarding. That'd be.
Yes.
I got to go snowboarding in Canada in March this year, and that was just unreal, dude.
Yeah, Canada's on the fucking list as well. Ooh.
Oh my god, my sister was living there for like a year, so I went over there to go see her, and fuck, it was nuts. Hey, like,
Yeah.
just you walk outside, and it's like you fucking have to pinch yourself. Hey, like coming from Aussie,
Yeah.
I'd never seen snow before, and just
Yeah, I got like 8 uni mates, and wild mates as well. They're doing like a snowboarding job over there right now all together. I'm just like, oh man, it looks loose.
Enjoying
So
both
nice
kinds
as well.
of powder. The ones that
Yeah.
I swear to God, that happens. Like every single person I go over there, it's like, yeah, we go over there to snowboard and also party on their weekends.
The white powder.
Yeah, carve it up. So to wrap up my section now, I thought I'd just go with a pretty generic one around CS and shit. But I wanted to go for the angle of who are your favorite players, but I want one from personality, like on-screen personality or whatever, or someone you've met, either or, and another for in-game skill.
Ooh, can the one person take both
Yeah,
titles?
yeah, absolutely.
I gotta say Simple, man.
Yeah?
Like meeting Simple, yeah, like, and obviously he's the best player in the world right now. So
Yep.
and personality-wise, he's super humble, super chill, and I find his streams the most entertaining out of all the players.
Yeah.
Or
Beautiful.
so Simple for skill,
Yep.
and then Tarek for personality. Tarek is
Yeah?
He's a legend. Yeah.
Have you met him at all in the
Yeah,
past?
yeah.
Or?
I've met Tarek, and I met him out as well in Sweden as well. They had like this VIP area, and they saw me in the crowd.
Yeah.
They like brought me up into this VIP area with all the FaZe and MIBR guys and started clubbing with them. I was like, ooh, I was like,
Hell
man,
yeah.
this is the dream right now.
Fucking
But I felt
hell.
out of place. I was like, I'm a Australian nerd right now.
No, bro, I'll tell you what, like, you guys are going to be batting some eyelids pretty soon. Hey, like, if you guys come
Yep.
off a couple good results over the next few months, man, like,
Yeah.
I got to admit, one thing that's always like, and that's like part of the reason I wanted to do this, man. Like, our region has so much, whether or not it's like talent in game or talent just like on screen. Like, there is so much to offer. It's fucked, and I feel like people tarnish our scene like so much. They're like, nah, fucking AUCS, like shit stuff. But I got to admit, bro, like when the time and money's there, it's gonna happen. We're gonna be up there.
Oh, absolutely. I completely agree with that. I feel like individual talent is quite high, like even in Australia compared to everywhere else. So
Yeah, that's
it just
it.
comes down to team fundamentals and like foundation.
All right,
Which
so
will come.
I'll send it over to the Twitch chat, guys. If you guys are all still there, there is 35 of you bastards. Thank you all for coming in and saying g'day. Ask away. He's here, the man. I've got him for another little while. If you're interested in asking any questions, I'd love to
Yes, you beautiful people. Ask me questions.
pick up anything. I know this is the best part about having Ollie on is because I know he'll probably answer almost anything. So go for it, guys. What do you reckon? Oh, this is a good one. All right, starting off. So Taffy asks, and I know we've actually had this conversation before, tomato sauce in the fridge or the pantry?
Tomato sauce has to go in the fridge. It says on the fucking bottle, and not only that, if you put it on hot food, it cools it down as well, and it's a nice like taste. I don't know. It's just the way it's supposed to be. If you think otherwise, fuck off.
I remember, I think it was like, Will posted a video on the Twitter or whatever of him grabbing the sauce bottle out of the fridge and it like sparked controversy everywhere. It was the best thing
Oh,
ever.
absolutely. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
next one.
like a boiling hot meat pie with cold tomato sauce. Like I
Beautiful.
don't want hot sauce. It's just gross.
What did you have for breakfast this morning?
What did I have for breakfast? 3 eggs on bread. I'm pretty basic like that with hot sauce.
How's your diet been lately? Has it been pretty good with all the gym and everything?
Diet's been pretty average to be honest. Like I don't eat bad, but I just eat the basics.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's
I don't go
one.
overboard.
Yeah, that's one thing I'd be like, I can't control myself on. It's just like that fucking snacking, man. If I was able to play games like all day, I'd be the fattest cunt. I swear to God.
I'm not much of a snacker, eh? Like I prefer just like big basic meals.
Yeah.
Like the
easy.
people in the house think my meals are gross because like I literally just eat like probably like a schnitzel on bread and like a good sauce, like a sauce on top, and they're more like the whole full vegetables meal seasoning.
Yeah, easy.
Except Will's on my side. He's talking to me right now. Will eats spam and eggs nonstop. Like who the fuck eats spam? And Urquhart.
And I was gonna say big shout out to Urk, obviously, and also shout out to Evie who's chewing on the Christmas tree behind you. I've got to fucking
Damn right.
I got to set mine up soon. Hey, I keep forgetting about it. One thing that actually interested me as well is because I've only found out somewhat recently that you hammered out the console COD, wasn't it? You played that for ages.
Yes.
How long did it, like, what was the transition like between console and PC? Because I did the same thing, and I mean, I'm still a fucking bot now, but I tell you what, when I first started, holy shit, I was bad.
Oh, holy shit. I was bad too, man. I was probably playing COD for probably 8 years. And then 2014, 2014, I think the end of it.
Yeah.
Um, I transitioned into laptop gaming. I like to call it a different genre, but took me about a year to get into it. I was so bad at the start. I didn't even know you had to pull down in CS for the first 100 hours. So I was silver threes for about a year, and then after that, it was kind of like a very instant increase. Once I kind of got the basics down pat, I kind of just played it nonstop, and probably within a year and a half, I kind of got really good at the game.
That's it. So questions now, diving into it further. So I was fucking, to give you some context, I don't know if you're back this far, but I was in Envious for COD sniping, fucking back on the Xbox 360, boy. So Xbox
Damn.
or PS4
Nah,
or PS3?
PS4.
Oh,
PS3.
there you go, there you go. All right.
Yeah, I'm a PS boy for sure.
PS boy, there
Yeah.
you go. So was it were you just mainly like what was your favorite one? Because mine was probably COD 4 and Modern Warfare 2, I think were my faves.
COD 4 gameplay wise, but for pure enjoyment with
Yeah.
friends and everything, MW2
Oof.
for sure.
What was the weapon of
Oh
choice?
man, mate, the ACR with noob
Oh
tube
yeah, yes.
and one man army. Damn right, boy, danger close.
Oh, you
Noob tube
fucking
cunts across
noob
the
tubing
map.
ass boy.
Damn right. Or dual wield models. I
Oh
think they were.
god, I remember them
Oh
before they
man.
got fucking patched, bro. They were like the most the most ridiculous things
Yeah.
ever.
Oh yeah, I
Oh.
was a filthy noob tuber though for sure.
Oh, good shit, good shit.
Mm.
All right. Your favorite event as a player?
Favorite event as a player.
I'm not sure if that means spectating or if it means actually like being a part of. I guess we could ask that.
What is that being a
What's
part of?
yeah? What's the most like?
Well,
what was the
obviously
most exciting
spectator
you being a
wise, it's
part of?
I am Sydney.
Fuck
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
as a player, Shanghai, I like the I am Shanghai hospitality wise was fucking 10 out of 10.
That
But as an
hotel
event,
looks
I'd
so
say
sick as well.
yeah. I don't know why, man, but I love Malaysia events. I don't know why. I feel like Malaysia's my second home.
Yeah,
I know the area, and the hotels they always put you in are 5 stars. So the bedding's just perfect,
yeah.
food's perfect, the buffet, and I always enjoy those Asian hospitality events for
That's the
sure.
way. Good shit. And an interesting one as well. Will the Greyhound boys do a similar style Renegades thing and move overseas? Could you see that happening, or are you guys pretty settled in Australia?
Honestly, if the opportunity comes up, for sure, but you have to have a reason to move over there, like a league position for ECS, ESL.
Okay.
You have to
Yep.
have a reason to why to move over there. So if that comes about, for sure,
Yeah.
Will's already said he's open to that idea and he's feels like it's necessary.
Yep. That's it.
Yeah.
Because I guess off the back of that, like you personally, like if from a pro player's perspective, and I guess you probably see it just as much as I do, all the young talent that's around at the moment that's sort of just flailing around a little bit, not able to find their sort of spot in the scene. Because like that, you've got that top four, which is what must suck for you guys, like having that sort of group of people that you can scrim right now, but then that
Yep.
huge decline. And I suppose it's not raw skill. I guess it's just being able to steamroll a team that doesn't have as much experience as you guys would. What do you think would be a one element, if any, that you could pull out that would sort of start to improve that scene a little bit?
Oh, sorry, you cut out at the end there. What was
So to what would you be your idea to improve that element of the scene a little bit, to try and help, I suppose, more teams
so
grow?
to help the scene for sure. People kind of get stuck in this robotic, just do the same default non-stop, no pace changes, no, just no fundamentals or reactions planned as a team, and it feels like it's just very scripted and robotic. And I feel like it's what I call it is zombie gaming. It's they kind of just react without thinking, and they play very individual based. I feel like if they, instead of copying strats from EU teams, actually analyzed it and kind of knew why they were doing it, it would help the scene more. And pre-planned reactions as a team. So on T side, be if this person dies here or if he gets traded here, we react this way.
Right.
And talk about it as a team before you go into a game. I feel like a lot of teams don't talk about those situations.
Yeah.
And it becomes very robotic and scripted.
Mm.
And I feel like I could literally second by second run through any Australian team's default.
Yeah. Bloody hell. So, because does that come from you guys? From obviously, I know there's a lot of demo review and stuff going on, but you guys have like a lot of discussions about. Do you analyze it on like knowing what that team's like, or do you literally just take it into account like game by game?
It's kind of like we play each other enough in the Oz scene that we know everyone's traits, defaults, and no one really like changes it up. I'm never really like been like, oh, like why is that guy there kind of thing, like, or like like unexpectedly get outplayed kind of thing. It's just like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
like classic. They just out aim me. They're there.
Because I think that's one big thing. It's like, oh, just even for me, just playing a lot of FPLC, like the amount of people who just play for themselves and only for themselves and like refuse to communicate in that way. That's got to be the most frustrating thing for me.
Oh, for sure.
You know, even as someone who's not like as mechanically good as so many other players in the scene, it's like what a little goes a long way when you just fucking listen to your team. Like,
Yep. Yeah, damn right. And I feel like sometimes, especially in the Australian scene, like they put all the responsibility on the IGL where should be a team thing. Like everyone on the team should know how to play and like how to react. And sometimes they need to take it upon themselves and be like, be a bit more needy and be like, oh, this is what I'm going to do here. So I need this player instead of just like basing a
relying on
strat
that one
around
caller.
like, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So off the back of that, Mac asks, is there anyone on the Scrim blacklist right now?
Is anyone on the Scrim blacklist right now? Chris, I'm looking over at the boys. We had, I think there used to be the old conspiracy team. I think they were on there for a bit.
Yeah.
Ground Zero before they changed the lineup. Trident were on there for a bit as well.
Yeah.
Oh, and then a team called Astral. I don't know who was on that. But, yeah.
Astral. Yeah, look, you're just naming all the FPLC players right now, I feel, at the moment. I can understand some of it, I'd say. Is it like what's the thing that would piss you guys off the most in a scrim? Like, because I know you guys, again, pretty respectful. Like, you do see from time to time, obviously, like, you know, buying like Julies and shit like that to fuck around. But is there anything, if for a team that like wanted to come and scrim you guys, even if they were like a lower sort of skill bracket to you, is there anything that would like fucking just straight up piss you off? Or
yeah, so what pisses us off for sure, and probably like people are gonna probably pick up on this and be like, oh, I'm gonna do it from now on if they like to get to the script.
And then they'll get on the blacklist after that.
Oh, for sure. On the CT side, when they literally just like all like just across the map, like they all go for individual pushes and just non-stop push, like when we're trying to like run a strat or something, like we're trying to like practice for the sake of practicing and like say practice a strat instead of just defaulting.
Yep.
And then because of that, they think it's a window to push everywhere on the fucking map at once and individually. Okay. No backup. Like I don't care if they push and have like good team support and like network.
Yeah.
But when they're pushing everywhere, so like banana down Inferno with no flash, mid down Inferno at the same time, no flash, pushing through the mid smoke on Inferno. Like it's kind of just like, what are you practicing right now? You're kind of like practicing to get good timing in a game.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And it's just like if we just default on our T side, we'll literally just absolutely like curb stomp you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But because they make this individual play and we're trying to run a strat, they're like, "Ooh, it works. I'm going to do it again." And it's like, no, like, please don't make us default because we know how to default. We just want to run a strat.
Yeah, just want the practice.
Yeah, exactly.
How's your first LAN experience? Like, that's one thing I don't know. Like,
okay.
Because you obviously you mentioned that you came up from like, you know, you just sort of like slotted into that CGP spot, I suppose. Like, what was your first LAN?
My first LAN was ESEA in London. So
holy shit.
Yeah, that was the first LAN. So like my first game was versing Godsend, I think it was.
Yeah.
But no, honestly, it was amazing, man. I was playing on 64 tick as well because like I forgot to bring my config over. Like I copied and pasted the default config because I didn't know how to copy a config over. So I was using like the default crosshair, default resolution. I had to change everything. And then I forgot to change 64 tick by the game time. So yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, I can
But
imagine.
LAN was crisp, man. Like it's just literally like instant headshots. Like, and every round's winnable. I find on LAN, every round's winnable and every round's losable. Like it's just so crisp, and like headshots are so instant. Like you can literally take control of the game with a really good round.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'll tell you what, it's something special about going from bloody 60 ping to 5 ping, man. It's a whole different world.
Oh man, it's crisp.
Do you see pro gaming as a sustainable career moving into your mid to late 20s? Oh, sorry, in your mid to late 20s, yeah.
Pro gaming? No, I don't think that's sustainable at all. But in the industry, there's a lot of jobs you can take that can be sustainable. And I feel like only very few pro gamers can make a career and make it sustainable. like say like a Nothing or like a Shroud. Obviously, he's just gone into streaming now because he's so popular from pro gaming. And I feel like it's just a very few selection with personality wise that can actually make it sustainable. But apart from that, it's either you get another job or you just follow the industry and go down a different avenue in the industry, esports industry. So I don't think pro gaming is sustainable at the moment, especially not in Oz.
Yeah, it's an interesting one in Oz at the moment. Hey, like thinking myself, even like how much of a cut I'd have to take or how many sacrifices I'd have to make just to get the job in the first place, let alone even thinking about making any money. It's like I remember speaking to some of the boys, one of my mates, Torn, who from Perth, he had to I think his first ever LAN that he played for Atletico under with PD and that. He had to pay all of his flights and accommodation to pay for like $100 prize money or something like that.
Oof.
Thinking about myself, I think my first ever paid event was IM Sydney this year, and leading up to that, man, just the amount of money that you have to invest just to be there. It's crazy, hey. But I think it's coming.
Crazy.
I think it's coming a long way now.
Yeah, as a player though, like at the moment, there's like not really anything you really have to pay for. It's just that like once you're done, like you just like, what are you gonna do?
It just sort of like falls off. It's like, because what were you studying at uni? That's one thing I didn't ask.
Business and engineering. I'm doing a dual degrry. Cool. I got like a year left of the business, but engineering, I don't know how many.
Probably another like 6 years or some shit.
Something like that for sure.
All right,
I feel like with
pro
gaming though, you can always just follow the industry. So like become like some sort of game developer, manager of an org, like some sort of content creator. You can definitely make do with it, make it sustainable, but it's just really how passionate you are about it and how dedicated you are to the role. So don't be like afraid of that at all. Like, or just have contingencies, literally.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like if you establish yourself in something like before you get into it, then you can always like fall back on that later or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I'll leave you to it. Thank you so much for coming on today. It was absolutely awesome, bro. Like, much appreciated to give this first trial. Do think it went pretty well. And yeah, all I can say is, man, all the best with the events coming up. And if I don't see you before, I'll see you at IM Sydney, brother.
No worries, bro. Have a good Christmas, man.
Awesome. You too, man. I'll
Pleasure
speak to you soon. Yeah, cheers, guys. Thank you so much. And to everyone in the chat for watching, thank you so much. And we'll definitely get this one edited and up on YouTube as well. So thank you so much and see you all in the next one. Peace, guys.